So his second part of his question was watching Miami versus Florida last night. What are your thoughts on our chances? So way too early thought on Miami is that their trenches are really, really good, and our offense and defensive lines are going to have to play as well, if not better, than they did against Bama. Their defense has improved tremendously, and is really good. And Ruben Bain is an absolute monster to try and keep off of people. I saw that Florida's offensive line, which has 2 All-Americans on it, Florida's offensive line had like one guy had above a 40 pass grade, which, for PFF, which not only factors in how you play, but also like how the guys against you are playing. So some of that is Miami being good and Florida not playing real well right now. But Florida doesn't have a terrible offensive line by any means. I know Lagway stinks. I know that their team right now is a mess. But if your opponent, if your defensive line is so good that you hold somebody else to like a one guy, the highest graded offensive lineman they had a 40, Richie, like 60 is bad, or 60 is like replacement level. 70 is good, 80 is great, 90 is just elite. 40 is like terrible. Like 50 is you get benched. And so for their whole line to be under that, and they're not a bad offensive line. Like I know their team's a dumpster fire. That defensive line is insane for Miami. Beck is good, but he's not elite by any means. He throws some risky stuff. Florida State's got to be able to take advantage of that. And they've got to get home. The pass rush was good against Bama. It's got to be just as good against Miami. If you give him all day, he will find somebody. If you can move him off his spot, if you can move his feet a little bit, like they did Ty Simpson, then he'll give you a couple and he'll make some inaccurate passes. I'm a little bit more encouraged that Miami didn't just dominate Florida. Now they scored a couple of times late to make it look like they did, but I'm a little encouraged by that. But Miami is freaking good. I think they've been the most impressive team in the country so far this year. I think Florida State's been top 5, so I'm not saying that, anything against us. But yeah, I think that game, it looked like with what Miami has shown so far, their highs and lows, and what Florida State's shown with their highs and lows, I certainly feel like I'll have a better answer once we get through Friday. But I think that is going to be just an absolute slugfest classic. I don't think either team has a massive advantage one way or the other. ESPN has that as like a 60-40 game in Miami's favor right now. If you go out and beat Virginia on the road on a Friday night, they'll probably make that like 55-45, right? So I think that Florida State has done enough to where before the year, I think we had like an 11% chance to win that game, to where now it's basically a coin flip. So yeah, early thoughts are, I don't know what our chances are, but I feel like it's pretty close to 50-50. I don't think that one team is definitely going to beat the other. So Richie, I'm done rambling on Miami now. Get right back to the video. But first, I've had several of you reach out and ask how you can support and join our community. It's so simple. Patreon.com/DFNS for as little as $3 a month. And there's actually a free trial running right now. You can get access to our Discord. You can get discounts on tailgates. Several of you asked me about the Miami game. I'm thinking about the Clemson game for one. Shoot, we might do one for the Virginia Tech game, and we're definitely going to Gainesville to take over the Swamp at the end of the year. For $3 a month, or there are other higher levels that you can pick, you can go to patreon.com/DFNS. Support the channel, support the show, and also get some cool perks to go with it. Go check us out over on Patreon. We appreciate you guys for the support.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on Friday. Florida State, it's a game they should win, but it's a game they absolutely could lose. So that is huge. It is. We talked about it. We talked about it on Wednesday on the preview show, that I thought this was the most important game in the season right now. Is this game up to Charlottesville in Virginia? Because if you do win that game, Miami's number 2 right now. I don't know who they play. They might have a bye, or they're probably playing.
They're on a bye, yeah.
Yeah, so they have a bye. So they're going to be number 2 in the country. And Florida State dropped down to number 8, but they might jump back up to number 6 or 7. Either way, it doesn't matter. College game day is going to be there. It's going to be a massive atmosphere. It'll be the ABC 8 p.m. game, most likely.
I hope.
I just think that it's. I'm just not overly impressed with Miami. They are a damn good team. And they're probably more talented than Florida State. But I think the coaching levels between the two teams, when you talk about Tony White and Gus Malzahn, and Mario Cristobal, he's shown us what he does in tight games. it's not really that close. So I feel decent about our chances. But Miami's really good. Let's be honest. I'm not here to hate. They are a very good team.
Yeah, it feels like what a top 5 to 7-ish matchup between Florida State and Miami should be. It'll be close late, and whichever team kind of either breaks through or whichever team kind of makes that crucial mistake at the end is probably who wins it. Those will probably be my thoughts next Wednesday when we break down the game too.
Yeah.
But still tune in just in case I change my mind. And shout out to all the people that are tuned in right now. Shout out to the people that will watch on the replay later too. You guys all matter to us. Maybe sometimes the replay viewers just as much. All right, Clemson. Since we're talking Miami, we'll talk Clemson and Florida real quick too. Like Dabo, this wouldn't be his last year, right? Like, what are the chances of that?
Good. I think Dabo is already eyeing his exit. I'm getting 2017 Jimbo vibes from Dabo. I don't know if you watched his press conference from last week when they lost. I haven't seen his press conference from this week yet. I think he's eyeing his next opportunity because he realizes that his time at Clemson it's done. Like I think there's a very good chance this is the last season Dabo Swinney is the head coach at Clemson.
Which is crazy. They get absolutely embarrassed against Syracuse. Syracuse's quarterback went out. They were playing in Death Valley. And I think they'll win their next two against UNC and Boston College, who are both terrible. But they got to play SMU after that. They got to play Duke after that, who beat NC State. They got to play Florida State and Louisville and South Carolina in the last month of the season.
I think Dabo's checked out.
Dude,
I really do.
It could get really ugly up there. Not that it's already not ugly enough. 1-3 start. Their only win, Richie, against Troy. That was an 11-point win where they were down by 2 scores at the half.
Yeah, they were down 16 at one point.
Yeah, that is an insane start to their season. Speaking of 1-3 to start the year, Florida is an absolute dumpster fire, which is also great to see. And listen, I know there are some people that are, I want them to be good because when we beat them, blah, blah, blah. No, they can, those, all 3 programs, really, Miami too, they can lose every game for the rest of eternity for all I care. If their program's cratered and they no longer existed, I'd be fine with that. We'll find new rivals. We'll find an SEC or Big Ten rival here soon enough. But could not bring any more joy to my heart that Florida State has more wins than Clemson and Florida combined at this point in the season. Something you probably didn't think would happen, right? Back when we were starting the year. If I'd have told you that we'd get into week 3 and Florida State would have more, or game 3, week 4, that they would have more wins than both those teams combined, you'd have probably said I was crazy.
No, it's funny. One of my good friends, Pat, he sent a text in our group chat today. He's like, if you had told Florida fans before the season that they would have the same record as Clemson after 4 weeks, they would have been ecstatic and they would have been jumping around and taking that in a heartbeat. Well, you got it. And I don't think they're ecstatic right now.
I'll get right back to the video, but first, let me remind you about our friends over at Sleeper. Using our code DFNS, you can get a 100% match up to $100 on the Sleeper app. Now, terms and conditions apply, so check their terms of use, but you can literally win up to 1,000 times your money by picking more or less on your favorite picks in any game, in any sport, on the Sleeper app. We play the game live every Wednesday night, so we'll pick it for the Virginia-Florida State game, but there's NFL, there's soccer, there's NBA coming back up, there's NHL coming back up, there's baseball. Whatever you're looking for, the Sleeper app has you covered. Let's make money together this year and use the Sleeper app to do so. Now, it's pretty hilarious to watch. I don't know how Billy makes it out of this season.
He's done. He's done.
They got a bye week coming up, and then Texas, and then go to Texas A&M. And shoot, even Mississippi State is ranked right now. So
he might get fired this week, honestly. With the bye week, that's the time you want to fire somebody. Billy is not the answer.
Well, if it didn't happen today, which I haven't really been watching Twitter, but if it didn't happen today, I think they'll let him coach through the week. But we'll see, man. They're an absolute mess, and it's great to watch. A little bit of karma, right? Maybe we manifested this after a bad year last year. All the jokes that, it's unfortunate that Miami couldn't be part of it too, but all the jokes that we got from Clemson and Florida fans last year about 2-10, the chickens have come home to roost for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's about all the time we got, Richie. What do you got? Any shout outs or anything?
Nothing this week. Just excited for Friday night, and we'll see y'all on Wednesday. Excited to talk about Virginia. Like TG and I have been saying for months now, it's going to be a tough game, but we'll break it down. And I'm really looking forward to it.
If you're going to that Virginia game, hit me up. I would love to. I have no plans while I'm up there, so hit me up if you're going to that Virginia game. And same thing. Man, my next 2 weeks are crazy, but I'll be at the Miami game in a couple of weeks. We'll have tailgate tickets coming out this week for the Miami game. Hopefully, have a good time with you guys out there before what could be a top 5-ish, top 7 matchup.
Yeah.
I guess they dropped us a spot, so top 8 matchup against Miami here in a few weeks. So keep your eyes on that.